The tension was palpable the moment Rasheeda stepped onto the set, her eyes locking with Kirk's across the room. For months, fans have watched them spiral through misunderstandings, secret accusations, and family feuds that seemed impossible to mend. Rumors have swirled that Kirk may still harbor feelings for someone from his past, while Rasheeda's recent Instagram posts hinted at frustration and heartbreak. Tonight, everything was about to come to a head. Cameras captured every glance, every subtle gesture, every whispered word that could ignite a firestorm. The air was thick with anticipation, and the crew could barely keep up as emotions ran high. Would they finally confront the skeletons in their closet, or would the drama erupt into a public spectacle once again? Family members were divided, friends were choosing sides, and fans around the world were glued to their screens, waiting for a single moment that could change everything. Some whispered that Kirk had a secret plan to win Rasheeda back, while others claimed she had already moved on. As they faced each other in the center of the room, the tension became almost unbearable. You could feel it, the unspoken words, the lingering doubts, and the possibility that this could either be the beginning of a new chapter or the ultimate downfall of one of reality TV's most talked about couples. Tonight, the drama is set to explode, and nothing will be off limits. Are you ready to witness it? Because what happens next could shock fans, divide families, and leave everyone questioning whether Rasheeda and Kirk can truly become the perfect couple, or if the past will tear them apart forever. The room was silent for a heartbeat, and then Rasheeda broke it, her voice trembling yet firm. "Kirk, we can't keep pretending everything is okay when it's not," she said, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Kirk shifted uncomfortably, his jaw tight, his fingers fidgeting with the cuff of his shirt. The cameras kept rolling, capturing every subtle flicker of emotion, every pause pregnant with tension. Fans watching from home could feel it, the raw intensity, the unfiltered emotion, the kind of moment that would go down in reality TV history. Kirk took a slow breath, his eyes darting around the room as if searching for the right words, and finally said, "Rasheeda, I never wanted to hurt you. But you know things have been complicated. It's not easy for me to just forget what's happened." Emotions ran high, and the air was charged with conflict. Rasheeda's friends, who had come to support her, exchanged worried glances, whispering nervously to each other. The family was divided, with some leaning toward Kirk, others quietly cheering Rasheeda on. It was a powder keg waiting to ignite. "Complicated? Kirk, do you even hear yourself?" Rasheeda shot back, stepping closer, her voice rising. "Fans are shocked, Kirk. Everyone sees the texts, the comments, the late-night calls you've been hiding. How is that complicated?" Kirk's face hardened, a mixture of guilt and frustration crossing his features. "Rasheeda, I said I was sorry. I've tried to fix things. You know I care about you. But this drama, it's tearing us apart right here in front of everyone." The tension escalated, voices overlapping, tears mixing with anger. Cameras zoomed in on Kirk's clenched fists and Rasheeda's trembling hands as the argument reached a fever pitch. Suddenly, Rasheeda's younger cousin piped up from the sidelines, a voice filled with desperation. "Please, just talk it out. Can't you both see how much everyone's hurting?" Kirk shook his head, his voice low but intense. "I don't know if talking is enough anymore. The trust is gone, Rasheeda. And I can't just pretend it's not." Rasheeda's eyes narrowed, a flash of pain and determination flickering across her face. "Trust? You broke it the moment you hid everything. Fans are saying the same thing, they're shocked. They can't believe you lied." Kirk's shoulders slumped slightly, the weight of his mistakes finally hitting him. "I know I screwed up. I see it now. I see how much I hurt you, and I hate myself for it. But maybe we can still fix this, maybe we can try to be the couple everyone thought we could be." Rasheeda's voice softened, but only a little. "Try? Kirk, trying isn't enough. Words don't erase the nights I cried alone, the humiliation, the betrayal. You need to show me, not just talk." The room seemed to hold its breath as Kirk stepped closer, lowering his voice. "I'll do whatever it takes. No more secrets, no more lies. I want to prove to you, to our families, to everyone watching, that we can still be that couple. The one that overcomes everything." Rasheeda hesitated, her heart a storm of hope and fear. The crew whispered behind the cameras, capturing every second of this emotional rollercoaster. The audience was glued to their screens, hashtags trending within minutes, fans debating every nuance. Friends of the couple exchanged texts live on social media, trying to interpret facial expressions, body language, even the tone of voice. Suddenly, Rasheeda's sister, who had been silent until now, stepped forward. "Rasheeda, Kirk, if there's even a chance you can make this work, you need to face the truth. All of it. The family, the friends, the fans, they want to see honesty, not just drama." Kirk nodded, a deep sigh escaping him. "I know, and I'm ready. No more hiding. If this ends badly, it's because we weren't honest. But if it ends well, it could be everything we've dreamed of." Rasheeda looked around, scanning the faces of everyone in the room. The tension didn't dissipate instantly, it lingered like a storm cloud, heavy and threatening. "Fine," she said finally, "but this isn't just about us anymore. It's about what we've shown everyone. If we're going to do this, we do it openly. No secrets." Kirk extended his hand, a small but sincere gesture. "Openly. Together, I promise. The camera lingered on that moment, capturing the fragile hope in Rasheeda's eyes and the tentative determination on Kirk's face. Fans were already speculating wildly online, some shocked, some hopeful, some convinced this would end in disaster. The room buzzed with whispers, rumors, and the unspoken question hanging over everyone: could they actually overcome months of betrayal and family drama to become the couple everyone wanted them to be? Kirk and Rasheeda's journey had never been straightforward, and tonight was just the beginning of another chapter. The crew, knowing they were witnessing something unforgettable, readied themselves to document every heated exchange, every tear, every confession. Rasheeda's best friend pulled her aside for a quick whispered word. "Are you sure you can trust him again?" Rasheeda's voice was steady but faintly trembling. "I don't know yet, but if there's even a chance, I have to try. For me, for us, for everything we've been through." Kirk overheard, his expression softening. "I won't fail you this time," he murmured under his breath, though the cameras caught it all. The family's reaction was mixed. Some nodded subtly, signaling cautious optimism, while others shook their heads, warning of past mistakes repeating themselves. The tension between hope and skepticism created a dynamic that fans couldn't get enough of. Social media blew up instantly, with comments like, "The drama is unreal," "Fans are shocked Kirk might actually change," and "Rasheeda deserves happiness if he can prove himself." Kirk, feeling the pressure, decided to make a bold move. He stepped closer, dropping his voice to a whisper that only Rasheeda could hear. "I want to start fresh. Tonight, we forget the past, we face everything together, and we show everyone what real love looks like." Rasheeda's lips parted slightly, emotions flickering across her face. "Kirk, are you really ready? Not just for show, but for real?" Kirk's response was quiet but firm. "Yes. No more games. No more drama. Just us." The room held its breath again, the energy electric, as if the universe itself was waiting to see what would happen next. Cameras circled, capturing every tiny movement, every subtle expression, and every silent heartbeat that spoke louder than words. The couple's friends exchanged glances, some hopeful, some worried, sensing the delicate balance between reconciliation and disaster. The family was visibly divided, some nodded cautiously, others whispered warnings about repeating old mistakes. Yet despite all the tension, a fragile sense of possibility hung in the air. Could Rasheeda and Kirk actually rise above the betrayals, the late-night rumors, and the family tensions? Could this be the start of a story that fans would remember forever? Emotions ran high, the drama palpable, and as the scene unfolded, one thing was clear: the next few hours would determine the fate of a couple whose every move was scrutinized, whose every word was dissected, and whose journey had already captivated the world. The cameras kept rolling, and as Kirk reached out to gently take Rasheeda's hand, the silence was deafening, the suspense unbearable, and the stakes higher than ever before. Fans were on the edge of their seats, waiting to see if hope would triumph over heartbreak, if love could survive the storms of reality TV drama, or if tonight would mark yet another explosive chapter in a saga that had already shocked, divided, and fascinated the world. The night deepened, and the tension between Rasheeda and Kirk didn't ease, it only thickened, like smoke curling through the room. Kirk pulled a chair closer, gesturing for Rasheeda to sit, but she stayed standing, her arms crossed, eyes wary. "Why should I even believe this is real?" she demanded, voice sharp, echoing with months of doubt and hurt. Kirk exhaled, his fingers tracing the rim of his water glass nervously. "Because I'm done running from my mistakes. I can't erase the past, Rasheeda, but I can be honest, right here, right now. Fans are shocked, sure, but this isn't for them. It's for us." The room was electric, crew members exchanging subtle nods, sensing the delicate balance between reconciliation and meltdown. Rasheeda's phone buzzed repeatedly, notifications from fans, friends, and family flooding in, messages of support, warnings, and heated opinions. She glanced at it briefly, then looked back at Kirk. "You know everyone's talking, right? The comments, the rumors, the late-night whispers, they haven't stopped. If you think a few words will fix that, you're wrong." Kirk's jaw tightened, and he leaned in slightly, voice low and earnest. "I know. That's why words alone won't do. Actions will. I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to everyone." Suddenly, Rasheeda's cousin interrupted, voice trembling with emotion. "Rasheeda, Kirk, can you even imagine a life without all this drama? Without the constant fighting, without the family arguments, without the social media chaos?" Rasheeda's eyes softened for a fraction of a second, but her face quickly hardened again. "It's not just about imagining, it's about living it. Can we actually live it, Kirk? Or is this just another episode for the cameras?" Kirk swallowed hard, taking her hands gently in his. "I want it to be real. No more pretending, no more hiding behind excuses. Tonight is the start, Rasheeda. We either fix it together or watch it fall apart in front of everyone." The family, previously divided, shifted uneasily. Some were hopeful, exchanging small smiles, while others whispered to each other about past betrayals, shaking their heads skeptically. Rasheeda's friends leaned closer, murmuring encouragement, trying to bolster her wavering confidence. Kirk continued, his voice almost a whisper. "Remember last week, when I admitted to everyone what I did? That wasn't just for show. I was scared, terrified even, but I knew I had to face the truth. And now, facing you, it's even harder, but necessary. Rasheeda's eyes glistened as tears threatened to spill. Kirk, it's hard to see past the lies, the whispers, the betrayal. Fans are shocked, families divided, and yet, part of me wants to believe you. Kirk squeezed her hands gently. Then let me show you. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. No secrets. Every message, every call, every mistake laid bare. We face it together. The room seemed to hold its breath as Rasheeda nodded slowly, the faintest trace of a smile appearing, fragile but real. All right, she whispered, but we do this honestly. No holding back. Kirk's face softened, hope flickering in his eyes. Honestly. Together. Suddenly, the tension escalated again as Rasheeda's sister interjected, her voice sharp. And what about the people who have been hurt along the way? The friends you've betrayed, the family members who've taken sides. Do you even think about how this affects them? Kirk paused, swallowing hard. I do. Every day. That's why this has to be real. If we can't even show respect to them, how can we fix us? Rasheeda's gaze softened, but her tone remained wary. Fans are shocked that we're even attempting this, Kirk. They don't trust either of us. Maybe that's a good thing, it'll push us to really work for it. To prove that we're more than the drama. Kirk nodded slowly, the weight of responsibility settling on him. Exactly, and I'm ready to carry that weight if it means we have a chance. Together, the crew, sensing a pivotal moment, adjusted cameras, ready to capture every nuanced reaction. Whispers of emotions ran high, floated through the set as they documented this fragile truce. Rasheeda's cousin leaned in, voice trembling, this could go either way. One wrong word, one wrong move, Rasheeda cut her off softly, I know. But for once, I want to try. I want to see if we can actually be that couple everyone thought we could be. No more lies, no more games. Kirk's expression softened further, and for a moment, all the tension seemed to vanish. Then let's do it. For us, for the family, for everyone watching. Tonight, it starts. We face it all. The room exhaled collectively, the camera capturing the subtle shift, the fragile thread of hope weaving through the chaos. Rasheeda's friends exchanged relieved glances, some quietly whispering, maybe they can pull it off. But just as the atmosphere seemed to settle, a sudden notification popped up on Rasheeda's phone, a live comment from a fan, bold and accusatory, reading, "You can't trust him. He's done this before." Emotions ran high, but reality bites. Rasheeda's eyes flickered to Kirk, uncertainty returning. Kirk noticed, his voice steady yet firm. Let it come. We'll prove them wrong. Together, the family murmured, some nodding in cautious agreement, others shaking their heads, doubting the couple's ability to overcome the history of deception. Rasheeda's sister stepped closer, whispering urgently, this is risky. Are you ready for what might happen next? Rasheeda's voice, barely audible, yet determined, replied, I am. For once, I want to see what happens when we choose honesty over pride. Kirk smiled faintly, tension easing just a touch. Then let's face it, all of it, no more hiding. If it works, it's a miracle. If it fails, we'll face that too, but honestly. The night stretched on, emotions swinging like a pendulum between hope and skepticism. Cameras captured every quiver, every tear, every hesitant touch. The audience online erupted, some cheering for the reconciliation, some predicting another meltdown, and some simply glued to the unfolding spectacle. Kirk leaned closer, voice gentle, Rasheeda, whatever comes, we face it together. No secrets, no pretenses. This is our chance. Rasheeda's eyes softened, and she nodded slightly. Okay. Together. Yet, even in that moment of fragile unity, the underlying tension lingered. The past had not been erased, the family remained divided, and fans continued to speculate wildly. The night was far from over, and as the cameras continued to roll, one question hung heavy in the air. Could Rasheeda and Kirk actually transform months of betrayal, whispers, and high-stakes drama into a genuine chance at love? Or was this just another dramatic episode, destined to end in heartbreak, leaving fans shocked, families divided, and emotions shattered once again? The room hummed with suspense, the weight of possibility pressing down on everyone present. Every word, every glance, every unspoken thought was magnified, and the story of Rasheeda and Kirk teetered on the edge between reconciliation and disaster, a spectacle fans would talk about for months to come. The following morning brought no relief. The previous night's fragile truce seemed to hang in the air like a storm cloud, heavy and uncertain. Kirk arrived at Rasheeda's house early, the weight of last night's promises pressing on him. Rasheeda, still tense from the emotional confrontation, opened the door cautiously. You're early, she said, voice guarded. Kirk smiled faintly, I couldn't wait. We need to keep building this, whatever we're trying to make work. Fans watching online were already speculating, some applauding Kirk's initiative, others predicting another dramatic collapse. The family was split, some felt hope, some saw inevitable disaster. Kirk stepped inside, trying to maintain calm, but the energy between them crackled with unresolved tension. Rasheeda, we need to talk about everything, Kirk began, the trust issues, the rumors, the family drama. We can't ignore it anymore. Rasheeda nodded, taking a deep breath, fine. But this has to be real, Kirk. No more pretending. Fans are shocked enough already. They've been watching us unravel for months. Kirk sighed, his eyes sincere. I know, and I'm ready to face it all, with you. As they sat down, the conversation grew intense. Rasheeda's voice trembled at moments, revealing a mixture of anger, fear, and hope. I can't forget the lies. The secrets. The family taking sides. The whispers, they haunt me every day. Kirk reached out, placing a hand gently over hers. I know, and I take full responsibility. I hurt you. I hurt everyone around us. But I can't change the past. I can only show you that I mean every word I'm saying now. The family members present watched silently, some nodding slightly, some exchanging wary glances. The tension was thick, yet there was a glimmer of possibility. Kirk continued, we have to rebuild from scratch. No shortcuts. Every action, every decision, we do together. Fans may be shocked, but if we get this right, we can be stronger than before. Rasheeda's eyes softened slightly, but her voice remained cautious. And what about the others? The friends, the family, even the fans, they don't trust you. They expect another meltdown. Kirk's jaw tightened. Then we show them it's different. We face every challenge, every accusation, openly. We show them honesty, consistency, and commitment. The conversation was interrupted by a phone call. It was Rasheeda's sister, voice sharp. Rasheeda, Kirk, I've been reading the comments, the messages. Some people are already claiming this is a publicity stunt. How are you going to handle that? Rasheeda glanced at Kirk, her expression tense. Kirk exhaled slowly. We ignore the noise. We focus on us. If people want drama, they'll find it, but we create our own reality, not theirs. The day progressed, each hour stretching with tension. Small disagreements erupted, quickly diffused, then reignited as old insecurities surfaced. Kirk and Rasheeda navigated the minefield cautiously, every gesture scrutinized by friends, family, and fans alike. At one point, Rasheeda's cousin whispered urgently, can they really do this? Emotions ran high last night, and now it's still simmering. One wrong move. Rasheeda shot her a glance, we have to try. For once, I want to see if love can survive the chaos. Kirk nodded, determination in his eyes. Exactly. If we succeed, it's proof. If we fail, at least we faced it honestly. The cameras captured every subtle movement, every glance, every hesitant touch. Fans were glued to live updates, hashtags trending worldwide. Speculations flew. They'll fail, they'll finally make it, is this genuine or another drama? As the afternoon wore on, Kirk suggested a walk outside to clear the tension. Rasheeda agreed, wary but curious. As they stepped into the sunlight, the atmosphere shifted slightly, less tension, more tentative hope. Kirk spoke first, voice low, almost intimate. Rasheeda, when I think about all the drama, the arguments, the secrets, I realize I don't want any of it anymore. I just want us, you and me, genuinely. Can we do that? Rasheeda hesitated, glancing at him, searching his eyes for truth. I want to believe it, Kirk. But it's been so hard. The fans, the family, the past, it's heavy. Kirk nodded, understanding. I know, and I'm ready to carry that weight with you. Together. The walk continued, moments of silence punctuated by hesitant conversation. Small smiles appeared, tentative touches, gestures of reconciliation. Friends watching the live feed breathed easier, some whispering, maybe they can make it work after all. The family, still cautious, allowed themselves small glimmers of hope. Yet just as the sun began to set, a text notification appeared on Rasheeda's phone, another comment from a fan, accusatory and blunt, don't trust him. You'll regret this. Rasheeda's expression hardened slightly, doubt creeping in. Kirk noticed, voice gentle, let it come. We don't answer to them. We answer to each other. Tonight is ours. Rasheeda's lips pressed together, then slowly parted, all right. Together. The evening approached, and the couple returned inside. Dinner was tense, punctuated by small disagreements, subtle tests of trust, and moments of laughter that felt almost foreign but welcome. Emotions ran high, and every interaction was laden with unspoken questions. Can they truly move past the past? Can trust be rebuilt? Fans remained glued to every live update, their opinions shaping the narrative even as the couple attempted to create their own. Kirk, sensing a turning point, reached across the table. Rasheeda, no matter what comes next, we face it together. Every argument, every accusation, every doubt. Together. Rasheeda met his gaze, vulnerability and hope intermingling. Okay. Together. The cameras captured it all, the hesitance, the hope, the fragile thread of trust slowly being woven. The night closed with a quiet moment, a tentative embrace, signaling that while the road ahead remained uncertain, there was at least a chance, however small, that Rasheeda and Kirk could defy expectations, overcome the drama, and show the world that even reality TV's most scrutinized couples could find a way forward, together. The night had barely settled when an unexpected knock on the door sent a ripple of tension through the house. Rasheeda frowned, her brow knitting as she glanced at Kirk. Who could that be at this hour? She whispered. Kirk shrugged, voice low, maybe a friend, or someone stirring more drama. As Rasheeda opened the door, a familiar face appeared, Kirk's former friend, someone who had been involved in previous controversies, their expression unreadable. We need to talk, the visitor said, stepping inside uninvited. Fans were already reacting online, speculating wildly. Is this the twist we didn't see coming? Emotions ran high already. Now this? Kirk stiffened, his jaw tightening. What are you doing here? He asked, clearly unsettled. The visitor glanced at Rasheeda, a sly smile tugging at their lips. I just wanted to remind you both that the past doesn't disappear so easily. Rasheeda's eyes narrowed, her voice sharp. We're trying to move forward. This isn't the time for games. The visitor chuckled softly, moving forward? Fans are shocked that you're even attempting it. The truth has a way of catching up, you know. Kirk stepped in, protective and tense. We decide what's real and what's drama. No one else. Leave, now. The tension in the room skyrocketed, the air thick with unease. The family and friends nearby exchanged nervous glances, whispering frantically. Rasheeda's sister muttered, this is exactly what I feared. The past is showing up to ruin everything. Yet Rasheeda held firm, standing her ground, we're not going to let it. Kirk, together. Kirk nodded, determination in his eyes. Together. The visitor, realizing they weren't going to get the reaction they wanted, smirked and left, but not before dropping a cryptic warning. Remember, secrets always surface. Don't think you've outrun the past. Once the door closed, the room exhaled collectively. Rasheeda's heart pounded, a mixture of relief and lingering doubt. Kirk pulled her close, voice soft but urgent, we can't let people like that dictate our story. It's us. Only us. Rasheeda leaned into him, still wary but trusting the moment. Fans are shocked, Kirk. Everyone's watching. If we slip, they'll eat it up. Kirk smiled faintly, a hint of humor breaking the tension. Then we don't slip. We face it all head on, honesty and everything. No more drama for anyone else to exploit. The night continued, and as they sat together, small gestures began to replace tension. A hand on a knee, a shared laugh, a tentative smile. The cameras caught every moment, live feeds buzzing with reactions. Hashtags trended. Hashtag Rasheeda and Kirk, hashtag reunion drama, hashtag Canlavuin. Family members began to relax slightly, sensing that while the tension remained, the couple was making real strides. Friends whispered optimistically, maybe this is the turning point we've been waiting for. But as midnight approached, another challenge arose, a phone call from a fan, previously considered an ally, suddenly confrontational. Rasheeda, Kirk, do you really think this can last? History says otherwise. Rasheeda froze, glancing at Kirk. He took a deep breath, his voice calm but firm, history isn't our future. We write it together. Fans can think what they want, but this is ours. The night carried on, each moment layered with emotion, relief, tension, hope, doubt, laughter, tears. The fragile trust they were building was tested repeatedly, yet each challenge seemed to draw them closer. At one point, Rasheeda whispered, almost to herself, I can't believe we're actually doing this. I'm terrified, but I want it. Kirk held her hands tightly, me too. Fear doesn't mean failure. It means it matters. Together, Rasheeda. Always together. The cameras captured the quiet intensity, every sigh, every glance, every subtle smile. Fans reacted instantly, some convinced the reconciliation was genuine, others certain it would collapse under pressure. The family remained cautiously optimistic, while friends urged patience. Just when the night seemed to settle, Kirk received a private text, a message from someone tied to past betrayals, hinting at revelations that could upend everything. He glanced at Rasheeda, eyes heavy with worry. We might have another storm coming, he murmured. Rasheeda's voice was steady, but her hand tightened around his, then we face it. Together, the rest of the night became a delicate dance, sharing memories, confronting doubts, reaffirming promises, and preparing for the next wave of challenges. Emotions ran high, the drama never far from the surface, but slowly, ever so slowly, the couple's bond strengthened. The cameras rolled, the fans watched, the family observed, and through it all, one constant remained. Rasheeda and Kirk were determined, come what may, to fight for the chance to be the couple everyone wanted them to be, proving that even amidst scandal, betrayal, and family drama, hope and honesty could carve a path toward reconciliation. Dawn broke, casting a pale light across the house, yet the tension from the previous night lingered, heavy and insistent. Kirk and Rasheeda sat across from each other at the breakfast table, the silence stretching longer than either wanted. Finally, Rasheeda broke it, her voice soft but loaded with emotion. Kirk, if we're going to do this, we need to be completely honest. No holding back, no pretending. Kirk nodded, eyes serious, voice low and deliberate. I agree. Everything on the table. Whatever comes, we face it together. No lies, no secrets. The cameras captured every syllable, every flicker of emotion, and fans online reacted instantly. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag honest love, hashtag Rasheeda and Kirk, hashtag drama-unfolding. The family watched quietly, some leaning forward with hope, others folding arms skeptically. Kirk leaned closer, voice almost a whisper, remember last week, the accusations, the rumors, it's not just about us anymore. Friends, family, fans, they're all watching. We have to be careful, but also genuine. Rasheeda's eyes glistened. Fans are shocked, Kirk. Everyone's talking. The scrutiny, it's suffocating. But I want to believe we can do this. Together. Just as the tension seemed to ease slightly, a sudden notification popped up on Kirk's phone, an anonymous message containing a photograph from months ago, hinting at a betrayal Rasheeda didn't know about. Kirk's jaw tightened, the room silent for a heartbeat. Rasheeda noticed his expression. What is it? She asked cautiously, heart pounding. Kirk exhaled, showing her the screen. It's nothing you need to worry about. Just history trying to resurface. Rasheeda's eyes narrowed, but she chose to trust, at least for now. Fans are shocked, Kirk. They see everything. If this is another lie, it'll destroy everything we've just begun. Kirk reached for her hand, voice firm. I promise, Rasheeda. This time it's honesty. No more surprises, no more secrets. We face everything openly. The morning continued with small gestures of rebuilding, Kirk helping with breakfast, Rasheeda laughing at a joke he made, the subtle warmth of connection slowly returning. Yet beneath the surface, tension simmered. Family members whispered among themselves, speculating if this fragile truce would survive. Friends exchanged messages, some warning, some hopeful, some convinced the drama would erupt again. As the day progressed, Kirk suggested a walk through the nearby park, a neutral space away from cameras and gossip. Rasheeda agreed, cautious but willing. The sunlight and fresh air eased some tension, allowing small moments of connection, holding hands, sharing memories, laughing softly. Kirk spoke, voice low, Rasheeda, we've faced the worst of the rumors, the fights, the betrayals. But this chance to start fresh, it's ours. Can we really make it work? Rasheeda hesitated, glancing at him, searching for truth. I want to, but fear lingers. Fans are shocked, family divided, and past mistakes haunt me. Kirk nodded, understanding. Fear doesn't mean failure. It means it matters. We take it one step at a time. Together. The afternoon sun shifted, casting long shadows, reflecting the uncertainties that still lingered. As they walked, a sudden message appeared on Rasheeda's phone, another fan comment, accusatory and cynical, don't fall for the lies again. Emotions ran high, but reality bites. She showed Kirk, worry flashing briefly. Kirk's expression was calm, reassuring. Let them say what they want. We answer to each other, nothing else. Rasheeda exhaled, a mixture of tension and relief. All right, together. The day progressed, each moment filled with delicate negotiations, conversations about trust, moments of shared laughter, and careful rebuilding of intimacy. Friends and family watching quietly began to sense subtle shifts, hesitant hope replacing skepticism, cautious smiles emerging. Yet, just as the sun began to set, another unexpected challenge arose. Kirk's phone buzzed with a private message from someone tied to past betrayals, threatening to expose private moments. He showed Rasheeda, voice steady. We face it, together. Nothing hidden, nothing denied. Fans are shocked, sure, but this is our life. Rasheeda nodded, gripping his hand firmly. We handle it, together. The evening descended, and as night fell, the couple returned inside, the cameras capturing every nuance, subtle touches, tentative smiles, moments of tension, moments of connection. The audience watched live, debates erupting online, some rooting for the reconciliation, others predicting a dramatic collapse. The family, cautiously optimistic, whispered encouragement, while friends urged patience and honesty. Kirk whispered to Rasheeda, voice low but determined, whatever comes next, we face it side by side. Every accusation, every doubt, every rumor. Together. Rasheeda met his gaze, vulnerability mingling with hope. Okay, together. The night ended with a quiet embrace, signaling that while the road ahead remained uncertain, the couple's bond had strengthened, just enough to create a fragile hope. Cameras captured it all, fans reacting, families observing, and through it all, one thing was clear. Rasheeda and Kirk were determined to fight for a chance at love, proving that even amidst betrayal, gossip, and family drama, hope, honesty, and connection could carve a path toward reconciliation. Yet the story was far from over, the shadows of the past lingered, and one more twist awaited that could either cement their reunion or shatter it entirely. As the new day dawned, the couple faced an unexpected twist that neither Rasheeda nor Kirk had anticipated. A package arrived at the doorstep, unmarked and ominous. Rasheeda's eyes widened as she glanced at Kirk. What is it? She whispered, heart racing. Kirk picked it up cautiously, weighing it in his hands. I don't know, but we're about to find out. Inside, they discovered a collection of old messages, photographs, and rumors, all designed to reignite the drama they had been carefully trying to leave behind. Fans watching online went wild as live updates surfaced, captions screaming. Emotions ran high, another scandal? Can they survive this? Kirk took a deep breath, placing his hands over Rasheeda's. This is exactly why we need honesty, Rasheeda. No matter what comes, we face it together. Rasheeda nodded slowly, swallowing the lump in her throat. Fans are shocked, Kirk. Everyone's watching, waiting for a meltdown. But if we can survive this, maybe we really can be stronger than before. They spread out the contents of the package on the table. Some messages hinted at betrayals, others suggested lingering connections to past flings, and a few photographs were taken out of context to provoke outrage. The family gathered around, tension rippling through the room. Some whispered, this will break them, while others cautiously hoped it would cement their resolve. Kirk looked at Rasheeda, determination in his eyes. We respond with truth, nothing hidden, no lies. Together. Rasheeda exhaled, a mixture of fear and determination. Together. We don't let this control us. For the next several hours, they meticulously went through each item, addressing accusations, clarifying misunderstandings, and reaffirming their commitment to one another. Small moments of laughter emerged as they corrected exaggerated claims, moments of tears appeared as they revisited painful memories, but each step strengthened their bond. Cameras captured every nuance, every glance, every tentative smile. Fans continued to watch live, debating, reacting, and sharing their opinions. Some praised the honesty, some doubted the permanence of the reconciliation, and others simply stayed glued, captivated by the unfolding spectacle. Kirk suggested they take a break outside, to breathe and gather their thoughts. As they stepped into the sunlight, Rasheeda said quietly, "It's hard, Kirk, facing all this at once. Fans are shocked, families divided, but I feel like we can actually do this. I want to believe in us." Kirk nodded, squeezing her hand. "I feel the same. The past will always try to follow, but if we face it together, nothing can break us." Their walk was filled with small gestures of connection, holding hands, sharing memories, and quiet reassurances. Yet, beneath the surface, tension simmered. An unexpected phone call interrupted the moment, a friend of Kirk's from the past, hinting at secrets yet untold. Kirk's expression darkened, but he remained calm. "We face this, together," he murmured. Rasheeda's eyes met his, fear mingling with resolve. "Always together." As the day turned to evening, they returned inside to find more social media posts, fans speculating, some accusing Kirk of repeating past mistakes, others celebrating the apparent reconciliation. The family continued to watch, some cautiously supportive, others still wary. Despite the constant scrutiny, Kirk and Rasheeda worked through every challenge, every doubt, every rumor, holding tightly to the fragile thread of trust they were rebuilding. Kirk whispered again, "Whatever comes, we face it side by side. No secrets, no lies. Together." Rasheeda nodded, voice firm but gentle. "Together." Cameras continued to roll, capturing the intensity, the vulnerability, the determination. Hashtags trended, fans debated, and the story of Rasheeda and Kirk captivated viewers around the world. Each moment, each word, each gesture was a step toward proving that even amidst betrayal, gossip, and family drama, love, honesty, and commitment could prevail. Yet even as they embraced that fragile hope, one lingering question remained: would the past continue to haunt them, or could this truly be the start of a new chapter, one defined by trust, connection, and resilience, with fans shocked and captivated by every twist and turn along the way? The night stretched on, suspense thick in the air, the couple holding onto each other, determined to survive whatever drama awaited next, proving that even the most scrutinized relationships could fight for a chance at happiness. As the night deepened, the tension that had been simmering all week reached a boiling point. Kirk and Rasheeda found themselves in the living room, the dim light casting shadows that mirrored the unease between them. Rasheeda's phone buzzed incessantly, fans, friends, and family sending updates, some supportive, others accusatory. She glanced at Kirk, voice barely a whisper. "They're not going to let us have a moment of peace, are they?" Kirk shook his head, voice calm but firm. "Let them talk. This is about us, not them. Together, Rasheeda. Always together." The couple sank into the couch, hands intertwined, but the silence was uneasy. Suddenly, an unexpected visitor arrived, a former producer from Kirk's reality TV past, someone known for stirring controversy. "I heard you two are trying to make this work," the producer said, a sly grin on his face. "Don't you know how this usually ends?" Rasheeda's eyes narrowed. "We're not here for drama. We're here to be honest." Kirk stood protectively, voice low. "We handle our story our way. Leave now." The producer laughed. "Oh, fans are shocked all right. They'll eat this up. The whispers, the betrayals, they love it." He left abruptly, but not before dropping another cryptic warning about past secrets resurfacing. The family, previously leaning toward hope, tensed again. "This is exactly why I didn't trust them," muttered Rasheeda's sister. Yet Rasheeda held firm, gripping Kirk's hand. "We face it, together." The evening spiraled into tense discussions about trust, past mistakes, and family opinions. Kirk and Rasheeda dissected old arguments, clarified misunderstandings, and made tentative promises for the future. Small moments of laughter broke through the tension, Kirk making a clumsy joke, Rasheeda smirking despite herself, but the underlying pressure never fully lifted. Fans online were glued to every update, hashtags trending wildly. Hashtag Rasheeda and Kirk, hashtag drama turned love, hashtag Canlavuin. The couple decided to take a late-night walk in the backyard, hoping the cool air would ease the tension. Kirk spoke first, voice soft, almost intimate. "Rasheeda, this is our chance. If we survive this, the lies, the gossip, the scrutiny, we can survive anything." Rasheeda looked at him, eyes reflecting a mixture of fear and hope. "I want to believe that. Fans are shocked, families divided, but I want to believe in us." Kirk squeezed her hand, determination in his voice. "Then we face everything, one step at a time. Together." The night air was thick with possibility, each shadow echoing past struggles yet also illuminating the fragile hope between them. Suddenly, Rasheeda's phone buzzed again, a direct message from a fan claiming insider knowledge of Kirk's past indiscretions. Her eyes widened, fear creeping in. Kirk saw it and gently took the phone. "We handle it openly. No secrets, no lies. Together." Rasheeda exhaled slowly, nodding. Together. The remainder of the night was spent recounting memories, confronting doubts, and reaffirming promises. Cameras continued rolling, capturing subtle glances, tentative touches, and the rebuilding of trust. The family watched quietly, some hopeful, some skeptical. Friends whispered encouragement, hoping for a real breakthrough. Fans debated fiercely online, some praising the couple's honesty, others predicting another dramatic collapse. Kirk whispered, voice firm, whatever comes, we face it side by side. Every challenge, every rumor, every doubt, together. Rasheeda met his gaze, determination mingled with vulnerability. Together. The night ended with a tentative embrace, fragile but real, signaling that while the path ahead remained uncertain, the couple's bond had grown stronger. The cameras captured every moment, fans reacted with awe and skepticism, and the family observed cautiously. Even amidst the scrutiny, betrayal, and relentless gossip, Rasheeda and Kirk held onto a single truth. They would fight for their chance at love, proving that honesty, connection, and commitment could survive even the harshest storms. Yet the question lingered. Could they truly leave the past behind, or would another twist push them back into chaos, leaving fans shocked, families divided, and hearts broken once more? The night stretched on, suspense thick in the air, the couple clinging to each other, determined to face whatever came next, together. As dawn approached, Rasheeda and Kirk sat together in silence, the weight of the past week pressing on them, yet a fragile sense of hope lingering between them. The events, the confrontations, the secrets, the fans' reactions, all of it had brought them to this delicate moment. Kirk looked at Rasheeda, voice soft but resolute, we've faced lies, betrayal, rumors, and chaos. We're still here, together. Rasheeda nodded, eyes glistening, a small smile breaking through her guarded expression. Fans are shocked, Kirk. Everyone's been watching, waiting for us to crumble. But maybe, just maybe, we can do this. Really do this. The room was filled with the quiet hum of anticipation, cameras silently recording, capturing the subtle moments of connection, a hand on a shoulder, a shared glance, a laugh that felt genuine. The family, once divided, now exchanged cautious smiles, sensing that this might truly be the turning point they had all hoped for. Friends whispered encouragement, some still skeptical, yet willing to hope. Outside, the world buzzed with online debates, reactions, and speculations, hashtags trending furiously. Hashtag Rasheeda and Kirk, hashtag reunion drama, hashtag love after chaos. Every comment, every reaction, seemed to amplify the intensity of the moment. Kirk spoke again, voice steady, we can't control what everyone thinks. What matters is us, our choices, our honesty, our commitment. If we stay true, we can overcome anything. Rasheeda squeezed his hand, the trust slowly rebuilding between them. Together, she affirmed, a single word heavy with meaning. The day stretched on, and while challenges surely lay ahead, family opinions, past betrayals, and the ever-watchful eyes of fans, the couple had taken the first steps toward a new chapter. The cameras captured it all, laughter, vulnerability, sincerity, and the undeniable bond that had survived months of drama. As the video draws to a close, one thing is certain, Rasheeda and Kirk's journey is far from over. Will they truly become the perfect couple everyone dreamed of, or will the shadows of the past pull them back into chaos? Fans are shocked, families remain divided, and the story continues to unfold. Now it's your turn, what do you think? Will Rasheeda and Kirk make it, or is this just another chapter in a long saga of drama? Comment below with your thoughts, smash that like button if you're rooting for them, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping updates as this story develops. Your opinion matters, and this drama isn't over yet, stay tuned.